Hey guys, Tim Walling here with SC Legal Carry. We train people to get a CWP in the state of South Carolina. If you need a concealed weapons permit, please look us up online at sclegalcarry.com. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to clean our firearm. So we're going to break it down and clean it. Basic rubber gloves here. I don't want to get grease all over my hands. I hate you. All right, I've got Hops gun cleaner here. I picked this up at Walmart. I've got shooter's lube. I have to order this online, and you can look these guys up online and find these guys. They've got a really good cleaning product also that spray on like this that you clean the gun with. I just ran out of it. It was quicker just to grab some of the Hops at the store. And frog lube. If you hadn't used frog lube before, look frog lube up online, okay? It is a paste. It's a green paste inside of here. Smells like peppermints. Actually smells good. It's not harmful to your hand or skins. I've seen those guys eat it in their videos. This is made by some Navy SEALs. It's a plant-based cleaning agent. This is great for your firearms. The reason I like this so much is you don't want to put a lot of oil on your gun, end up getting the oil on your clothes, your slacks, your shirts. So I'm going to use very, very little of this oil, and we're going to frog lube this gun up. They say you don't need anything else but this, but I like just a little bit of oil on the gun, not much, just a tiny bit. I do not want to get it on my clothes. We got a cleaning kit here. Now, I just dropped by Walmart, picked this up. This thing was $7, okay? So it comes with a little rod so that you can clean the firearm with, and it just screws in. We attach this one on. So take out the copper wire brush. Let's screw it into the tip here. Get it on. Got it screwed on there. Here. Now this rag here, I use this one to clean the frog lube off. After I'm finished, I wipe the gun down with this one. It's got frog lube in it. So it's great for cleaning holsters, kydex. You rub it on here and it will bring a shine back to your holsters. Make them look brand new again. So hang on. All right, no ammunition in the area. Never have ammunition in the area when you clean your gun. Go lock it up in another room. So we're gonna unload this gun, right? So we are going to take our magazine out of it. Magazine's clear. We'll slide lock it to the rear. Check our chamber. Our chamber's clear. So we've unloaded our firearm. We go into another room. We place our ammunition in that room. When we come back to this room, we pick our gun up and we check it and make sure we unloaded it. It's clear. There's no ammunition in the area while we clean our firearm, okay? Remember, we always lay it down, ejection port facing up, so if anybody walks in here, they're looking in that ejection port and see this firearm is unloaded. No magazine is in this gun, okay? So we need to break this gun down to clean it. So we're gonna let our slide go forward, all the way forward. You've got a little notch here, okay? Then you've got one over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach up and we're gonna pinch those two. We're gonna pinch them and we're gonna pull them down. But first we're gonna grab this slide. Notice how I'm coming up, my thumb back here, and I catch this slide like this. Makes it really easy for me to pull it backwards, okay? Doesn't take a lot of pressure at all to pull it backwards. We'll grab these little plastic pieces in the front here, pull down on them, and let that go forward. Now we're gonna reach in here, pull the trigger. As soon as you pull the trigger, that frees your slide up, okay? And your slide comes right off your firearm. Here's your spring. It's a captured guide rod spring. We'll take our spring out, we tilt it, and the barrel comes right out of the firearm. So we lay those down to be clean. We really don't need to break this lower down any more than this. Make sure you guys have some Q-tips for this to be able to clean this, and an old toothbrush, all right? So I put my glasses on so I can see. So I take the cleaner, I'm gonna spray it on here, the Hops cleaner. Doesn't take a lot. We'll spray it in. We'll spray our barrel down real good with it. Spray them both ends. Spray our spring down. And less spray. Spray our slide. All right, we got it all sprayed down. We'll take a toothbrush here. We're gonna go at it a little bit. Nothing real hard. We're not gonna break anything, bend anything. We're just gonna clean it up a little bit here. And you can do this as soon as you get your gun and get it home. You'll want to kind of clean it up a little bit before you actually go shooting with it. Put a little bit of gun oil on it, not a whole lot. But you can do it the same way as we're doing it here. So we got it brushed it off. Now we're going to take our rag and just go back in here and clean it up. And then I'll come back to this and finish doing this for you. But the wife's telling me to put the dog away and help her. Come on, Lou. Load up, baby. All right. So, our guide rod, got it cleaned. We're going to clean up our barrel. Wipe it off here real good. Take our push rod. Now, careful, folks. A lot of sharp edges here. You don't want to go at it like this. When you go through, you'll hurt yourself. Come through the front of the barrel here. Go through that way, okay? Push it through. Let it come all the way out in the back. Pull it back through. Push it through, pull it all the way back out. Just do it a couple of times. That's all you got to do. Clean it up some. We'll slide this back off. Slip this one back on. Now we got a little cotton ball on here. Then we'll just swab it out. And there's a new cotton ball. You can see how dirty it is just from when we went to the range there and we're shooting with it. So that's basically all you need to do to clean that. Our lower, kind of dirty there, where we fired all that ammo through it. Just wipe it down. Take our rag, get our lower, or our grip module on the gun. So we've got this part done. We got it cleaned up. And next thing we're going to do is heat it up and apply frog glue. So let's get our parts together here. And let's break out our blow dryer. Okay, we don't want to make the gun so hot that you can't actually touch the firearm. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this frog glue. We're going to put it on the gun. And see, it's just melting. We've heated it up. So metal expands when you heat it up, and it's going to contract when it cools down. So I'm going to take a fresh Q-tip here, and I'm going to run just a little bit of this in the barrel. I don't want to put a lot of it in there. I want to get a little bit of this inside the barrel, okay? I know. So our barrel's done. Let's get a little bit here, and let's put it on the guide rod. Smear it all on there good. Now let's just get it on our gloves, and let's smear it here onto the slide. Get it all on the slide. It's melting all over the slide. It's a good cleaning agent, so it's great for cleaning. So the idea behind the frog lube is when the metal cools, it'll trap some of the frog lube in the steel of the gun. Then when you shoot it, the gun will get hot and the frog lube will come right out of the firearm. It'll come right out of the steel. It's almost like self-oiling the gun as you actually fire it. This right here is where your slide is going to ride on. So let's get it up in there. Make sure we get our frog lube down in there real good. Get our frog lube all over here. Just rub it in. It's not going to hurt the plastic on your firearm at all to get it down around your trigger. We want to kind of shove it up here in the back of our trigger just a little bit. Nothing major. Just shoving it up inside of here. Okay, so now you can put it all over the plastic grip if you want to. Not going to hurt it at all. Cleans right off the grip. Cleans the grip up good. Makes the gun look shiny and new again. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to set this off here to the side because I want this thing to cool down. We'll set those parts there. We'll let it cool, and then we'll come back to it, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump back to our semi-automatic pistol. So it's cooled down now. We're going to take our rag. Remember, we keep this rag, and all we do is put frog lube on it. We're going to drop our barrel in here, and we're just going to wipe our barrel down really good. I'm going to take this swab, and I'm just going to go through it just a couple of times just to make sure I don't have any excess inside that barrel, okay? Our spring, I'm going to take our spring and we're just going to kind of wipe it round and round a little bit. Get the frog lube out of it, drop it off. Got our lower, we're going to just gently wipe it off here. Get the frog lube off of it. Nothing major, we don't break anything. We're not really putting a lot of pressure here. We're just gently wiping this thing off. In your slide, do you see this little groove up in here? There's a little groove that runs right up inside here. Want to make sure we get this groove cleaned out, okay? Just fold your rag over, get down in there, wipe that out. If you need to get your Q-tip and get in here, you can. Clean the gunk out of it. Now, we're going to use our shooter lube, all right? This is gun oil. Only use gun oil on your firearms. You can find this online. They got a nice website. Notice I am only going to put 1 drop on the Q-tip. 1 drop on the Q-tip. I'm not going to use much of this, okay? I'm not using much of this at all. Okay, I just want to dab a little bit on there. I just want to have it be just a little bit slick. Can you see how that's actually turning slick? How I put it on this side and I didn't put it on this side yet. You see the difference in it there? All right, so I'm going to put a little bit over here. So here's your mechanism for your firearm. And we want to get all this good. We want to get these in here. We just want to put a little bit on it, okay? It's just making it shiny. That's all it's doing, is making it shine. It's not making it like really wet, really oily or anything. This is Alpha Gel, okay? Alpha Gel. It is gun grease, all right? We are not going to use much of this at all. I'm going to put a tiny bit. I'm going to put the tiniest little bit right here on this edge where I know it's going to slide. We're going to create a lot of friction. I'll put a tiny bit right here on this one. I'm going to come back here, these two on the back. Put a little bit back here on it, not much. I don't want to put a bunch of it on the back of my slide because it's going to work its way to the rear. I'm going to start about here. And guys, I am just putting the tiniest little bit, not all the way down, just in a couple little places. I don't know if you guys can see that, how sparingly I put that up inside there. I'm going to do this other side real quick. All right, this top piece right here, I'm going to put just a dab on that, a tiny bit on this piece here. Just a little dab, couple little spots here. This stuff goes a long, long way, okay? A little bit around on here. I want to make sure I get a little bit on this barrel, okay? Get it on here. Let's get it in here, all around this, all up under here. Just get all around this piece with it. Remember, it's just a tiny bit, so it's going to go in like this. All your little teeth are here, and it should drop right back in the firearm. Goes all, and then just slide it all the way back up into position, okay? Turn it over. See, it drops right in place. Your guide rod, you've got a little thin, flat head here. You got a big fat end. This, okay? So the fat end goes up in there. Just wiggle it around, drop it in. Look how close that is to actually fitting. So we're just going to give it a little push, and it drops right down into place. A little push forward, and it drops right down in place. See how that's in there? Now, we're going to take our grip, and we're going to line this up. See these grooves in it back here on it? We're going to line them up on these, and we're going to put it together. Let me see if you can see that. We're going to put this together like this, nice and easy. Let it slide together. See our little metal piece back here. Keep it nice and straight as it goes in. Goes right back together. Now what you got to do, pull it to the rear. When you pull it to the rear, it locks into position, okay? Now, after you put your gun back together, test your trigger. Trigger fires, works in double action. Now what we want to do is test our safety. Goes up, safety's on, the gun will not fire. Take our safety off, the gun does fire, okay? So always safety check your safety zone, your firearm, after you clean your gun. And there we go. All clean, all put back together.